Hey there everyone, welcome back. Today I have 5 brand new Dollar Tree DIYs perfect for your home decor and easy to make. If you're new here and you like home decor and DIYs on a budget, stick around by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. Okay, let's get into all these DIYs. For the first DIY, I'm going to use 2 of these plastic bowls you can find in the catering section at Dollar Tree. I'm just going to apply some hot glue to one of the rims of the bowls and then flip the other one on top of that to glue both of the bowls together. Then I'm going to cut the middle out of the bottom of one of the bowls. I'm just going to use my wood burning tool for this. You just want to make sure that you do this in a well-ventilated space and even wear a mask. And then I am going to use some of this nautical rope. I'm going to start off where that hole is that I cut, and I'm going to hot glue the nautical rope, just wrapping it around both of the bowls till I get all the way to the bottom of the bowls. I used 7 packages of the 11.3 feet of this nautical rope. It does come in a thicker rope that comes in a package that is 6.9 feet. So I used the thinner rope to cover this. And once I was done covering it and got to the bottom, I made a cute little vase, and then I took 4 stems of these ferns from Dollar Tree and just cut them down and placed them inside the vase. And I love how this turned out. My inspiration came from a vase I saw on Pottery Barn's ad one day, and I think it turned out really pretty and modern. For this DIY, I'm going to use 2 of these cloches from Dollar Tree. I'm just using the bottoms of them, and they already have holes in the middle of them, but they aren't big enough, and I previously recorded me making these holes bigger, but I lost that footage. So here I'm just demonstrating. I used my hot glue gun to melt that plastic to make those holes bigger. Then I'm going to use 2 of these metal baskets from Dollar Tree and a couple zip ties, and then I just put the cloche inside the basket and fed the zip tie through and then tied it off there. And you just want to make sure that it's really tight, and then you also cut the excess zip tie inside there. Now I'm just going to use 2 of these plant hangers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to spray paint everything that isn't gold with this gold metallic spray paint, so that way everything blends with the baskets. And then once that's done, I'm going to take 2 push lights from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just use some hot glue and hot glue those push lights inside the cloches in the bottom of the basket. And then I just took the plant hangers and I just fed the hook right through the bottom of the baskets, and I've created 2 really cute wall sconce lights that I absolutely love. For this next DIY, I'm going to use 2 of these plastic planter bowls from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to put them together upside down. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue to secure them together. And then I found 2 of these strands of wooden beads from Dollar Tree, and I am going to use those to cover up the middle section where the 2 bowls meet. So I just left 1 strand intact and just laid it around the bowls, and then I just used a little hot glue to secure them down. And then with the other strand, I was able to add them to that section and just hot glue those down, and then I cut the excess strand off and saved those other beads for later. The last thing I'm going to do to this bowl is use some black flat enamel spray paint and spray paint the whole thing, and that is it. You have a nice designer looking bowl that you can set in your entryway and use it for your keys or your wallet or anything else that you may need to hold. For this next DIY, I'm going to use 3 of these 6x9 canvases from Dollar Tree. And then I had some of this Crafters fabric from Dollar Tree that has the bee and honey black and white pattern on it. I love how it looks. I cut it off camera into 4 equal sections, so that's why it's already cut. I'm going to use 3 of those sections for this DIY. Now what I'm doing is just removing the canvases from the frames because I'm just going to be using the frames for this DIY. I'm just removing the canvases by using an X-Acto knife, cutting along the backs of the canvases and then just ripping them off. Then I am going to just take one of the frames and I'm going to apply some hot glue to the back, and I'm going to use the fabric to cover the backs of the frames. And then I'm going to cut the excess fabric from around each one of the frames to make it nice and even. Now I'm just going to line my pictures up the way that I like them, with all of the bees and the honey facing the same direction. And then I'm going to break out those wooden beads that I used from the last project, what was left over from that. Some of them stayed on the string, some of them fell off. So the ones that stayed on, I am just going to repurpose those as a hanger for this project. So I just flipped one of the frames over and then I'm hot gluing each of the sides of the beads to make a hanger at the top there to the top of the frame, and just tying the excess string in the back. And then with the rest of the beads, I'm going to hot glue those in the middle of each of the frames to hold them together. So I just used 6 more of those, and then like I said, I hot glued them in the middle to hold this together, and I think this turned out to be a really cute display. For this last DIY, I'm going to use one of these wooden boxes from Dollar Tree. I'm not going to use the lid for this DIY. I'm just going to use the box. I flipped it upside down, and I'm going to use one of these glass bowls with a lid. And I'm not going to use the lid for that either. I'm just going to use the bowl. And I placed that on top of the box and hot glued it to secure it down. Then I'm going to spray paint everything with this flat enamel black spray paint, and then I'm going to use this as a candle holder. So I picked up one of these glass candle holders from Dollar Tree to kind of make a hurricane, and then I'm going to place a candle inside of that. And that is it. Super simple. This was another inspiration from a Pottery Barn ad I saw, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you liked this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.